This is Dirshu Mishnah Brura. As we continue the difficult halachos of business with Goyim on Shabbos, and we begin Simin Reish Memhe, which the Mechaber coins Yisrael Ve'ini Yehudi Shutafin Eich Yisnahagu B'Shabbos. We have a shutfis. Whether it's a shutfis prior or whether created for Shabbos, we'll have to see. How do you deal with that on Shabbos? Says the Mechaber Yisrael Ve'ini Yehudi Sheish Lem Sado Itanu or Merchat Zerichayim Shalmayim B'Shutfis. And Avin Abath house, a mill that they own together. Or they're partners in a business. They made it tonight. Shabbos goes to the guy. Whether in Ma'atim Harbitz Lalorlat. In a different day the Yid gets on his own. Then mutter. Hisnen mitchila. They made this upmach. They made this tanai to start off the entire story. Then and only then will this be mutter. So we'll continue. Let's see the Mishnah Berurah over here. Sivkat and Aleph. Actually, more precisely, the Mishnah Berurah once again begins the siman with a short hakdama. Yisrael ve'ini Yehudi v'chuli da. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Yishanai heter gomer hu. This heter sheyastem etzchila kodim shalcha v'shotvis. This heter that they made in the beginning, before they begin, avodah tov Shabbos, the Yehudi guy will work on Shabbos. V'sikach kivim malachtecha. And you're going to take, according to what you worked, Hein Rabba Mat little or lat, Vani ever connected Yom Echad Bachol, Vatuk Vimalachti. So again, we make up Shabbos, the guy gets exactly what is made, a lot or little, and I'm going to get Tuesday, and the guy won't get anything of Tuesday's revenue. Shabbos, the guy takes for Shabbos. A lot or little. That is the heter, which if you're listening and trying to compute this in real terms, is pretty difficult to do such an arrangement. Because what business, I mean, some obviously could, but many, to know the precise revenue for each day. So if you didn't make this tonight, but let's say, and then when you want to come to divide, tell the guy, okay, you take for Shabbos and I take for the weekday. Says the Mishnah Avada, Zeu Vadayaser. If you didn't make it tonight in the beginning, and then when you divide, you split it 50-50. The Gemara asked that Shiloh, can I just split it and then it will make it that whatever came out for Shabbos is the guy's and the weekday is mine. The Gemara ends off, it doesn't know. Upasik Rambam, the Chumra Varash Likula. V'machaber is machmer sasim gerambam, and as we'll see tomorrow, gadol, hefsed gadol, okay. V'mist and kodim shabal lishativ canal, and then it was like b'shava. But let's say they made up. We're gonna divide. Guy, you get Shabbos. Yid, I get Tuesday. And then when we come to divide, I say, no, let's just split it 50-50. That. Which we're starting to see that there is a little bit of wiggle room over here. More pratim will come b'siyata d'shmaya. So says Mishnah Berurah Sivkat Aleph, what is the arrangement of Sadar or Tanur Tamad Varim Elu Dvin in Hisnu? Why do we need it tonight? Because if not, when they created their arrangement, they both had to do the work. Therefore, if afterwards you tell the guy, you work in Shabbos, and you take Shabbos. And I'll work on a different day. So much worse. It's as if you're telling the guy, work on Shabbos. You know what it's like? You work for me on Shabbos. And that is mamish shlichos. Mamish. That's a big problem. Well, if he's he said, Klom. Rak. then Yechli Yisrael Kabel Mishutafai, Scharai, then the Yid is able to accept Mishutafai Schar Magila, the Fichalka, Filim Layistim, even if they didn't make it tonight. Uvashli, Chmenu Mischar Shabbos Levat, as long as it doesn't take just for Shabbos. Elo, rather what? Yikach Menu Stam Bahavla, then you can take Bahavla Shar Yom, Mikdeshli Yischar Shabbos. V'loi Chayshina Mishamaris Hayin. Sheyomer L'Sarch Yisrael Loiseh. We're not worried if it's a Marasayin. Why? So that will be a different case. It says the Mishnah Berurah, if im shutafa in Yudi ba'atzma in oise klum, and other goyim come and they do it. So it's a different type of arrangement. Continues Mishnah Berurah from Katan Beis that im histam b'tchilu hatam. The key much histam b'tchilu al yisol klal meikar lasses b'Shabbos. Because once you made that agreement, it's removing it entirely from the Yid for Shabbos. And then, of course, the guy is not a shliach. She's Char Shabbos and Katan Gimel. Tavisades Arch Leimer Loi. Tamol Israel Achresh b'Shabbos. Work to plant and plow and Shabbos Yitel b'Shas Ksir Keneged Amolcha b'Shabbos. V'ani Yoishluchi Amol b'Chol Vetel Gam Keneged Yom Shli. It's not equal. There's no shotvis. Shabbos is the guys. Tuesday or whatever weekdays the Yids. Rak. Comes to exclude if they make it tonight. If they make it tonight, if the tonight that they made when they made it tonight, that at the end when we come to make a chad has char then it's also then it gets considered in Shabbos. But again, the Mishnah Berurah reminded us they make a real tonight to split it. Then you're even able later to do it equally. But you have to have that original Tanais. We're learning why, because then it removes the Yid from Shabbos. And it's only the guys on Shabbos. Imadam Harbis have gotten, hey, as we just spoke out, they say, so he gives him back the excess. And why? Then that's a Magad Avram. What was that? Why? Because then I make our Ramabal because then we know that the original Tanai was a joke. The Yishmei Kilim says Mishnah Berurah that those that are Mekel, as he quoted in the Akdama, that the Rambam is masking Bazev Kimin Desna Meikar. I know the Rabbi Sher Kamkin Bazel who said Nishar B'Sarch Ian. And again, this is a good limud in the Mishnah Berurah. He doesn't say Avo, another Shita, which we pointed out many times, means it's a psak of the Mishnah Berurah. Over here, he just says there are Mekilim, the Shartzin, he just points out it's Rashi Taisvis, and the Taz says like the Rambam, who we quoted in the Akdama, which is Mekel, Chenkos Habach, Rambam Shari Bazeh, and he continues, but Lamais, the Mishnah Berurah ends off with Sarich Ian. Let's see a few quick Dirshu points over here. Says the Dirshu that note number one, Vasakimai. Says the Shulchan Aruch in Kufman Vav, it's Aser. Why? Because maybe the guy is going to be Chayiv Shvua, and he's going to swear to Avodah Zarah. This is just the care one has to have when there's time going into business with a guy. And then the Yisrael is going to be over on Yishma Al Picha. But the Ramal Maisa comes along, and he says that it's mutter to have a business partner as a guy. Why? Because when they make a Shvua, they're Niskavim L'Shem Shamayim. But they're just concluding Shim Shamayim with their Avodah Zarah. Therefore, there's no lifnei iver on that chelik. Okay, Shikla Avodah Zarah Dika Sugya. Yisrael and a guy, if they have a Taner, if you have a Shutvis, and the guy wants to bake Chametz on Pesach, says the Shulchan Aruch and Tafnon, the Yisrael has to tell him, Koidim Pesach, take your Chametz that you baked on Pesach, and I will take everything for afterwards. Mishmur over there points out the Achrayim are machmir, they're maskim lemaisa, that Yisrael could sell the tanur lenachli l'chola Pesach, and he has to say a schum for that amount, and then he takes that amount before Pesach, and then Imamish removes him entirely. Now, what about going to business with a Fraya Yid and Machal Shabbos? Says Ramesha Feinstein that in this case, She'ein Eter Zeh, why? Because Al Yidei Tanai Zeh, Misratza Hamomar, She'ikabel Shutafa Yemecha Mimoisachol, and it comes out that you're being Neneh from Malacha that is being done on Shabbos. And over there, Ramesha adds on V'haisif. Says Ramesha, Shemisham kach ein laheter shutfis in mumar ella ba'oifen sheyesh shutvim b'yimois achol bilvad. And then on Shabbos and Yontif, Yisik Shaykh Lamumar Bilvad. Hey, in the Schari, in the Hefsed, and this is all. But tonight, again, these are complicated arrangements. We'll also add on one more detail from the Shevet Alevi that given on the earth are Shimin al Isek Kosov Gamkin Shema Shotvis. So we have a Maris Ayin because the business is owned by both of you. So we have a Maris Ayin, which is only Mutter b'Makom Efsek Gadol. So you have to be very careful. And now, which we're making a Shotvis with a guy is when the guy Satzim b'Shabbos in an Isek is only when everyone knows that it's on the paper. So the Shevet Levi is pointing out this is not so simple practically when everyone knows that the guy, that this Friday Yid has a chilek in what's going on. And finally, we'll learn one more. And when they do the Chalukah, says Ramosha, you have to write Mefurat that the Achnasot Shal Yom Shabbos is for the guy and Yom Chol is to the Yid. And only if you do it like that, then afterwards you could split it up equally. Meaning Ramesh is saying you have to really write it for real. It has to be a real binding agreement that the guy got Shabbos and the Yid got the weekday. And then if you want to split it up, you can split it up. And we're going to stop over here. And B'siyat Shemaya will pick it up from the continuation of Sif Aleph in the next year. Amirza Hashem.